Welcome to CEO Connect, presented by CU Solutions Group. On this month's episode, the rise of neobanks and how credit unions can step up to meet the challenge with solutions in mobile banking technology.
The convergence of tough economic times, waning trust in banks, and the rapid advancement of mobile technology has given life to a fintech explosion in the areas of reloadable prepaid debit cards, digital-only checking and savings account products, PFM tools, fractional share investment providers, and fast, easy, short-term, small balance loans. With the emergence of these new disruptive players in financial services, we welcome a new buzzword to our industry vocabulary, neobank. This term describes a collection of these early-stage companies that presumably make it easier for consumers to manage their money in a highly mobile age on a platform separate from the primary financial institution. Even though credit unions should be the low-cost leaders for serving the underbanked and financially challenged, these neobanks are also positioning their brands as caring more and charging less than big banks. While this certainly isn't always true, credit unions and banks face daunting new competition for the business of their Gen Z, millennials, tech-savvy boomers, and cost-conscious or financially challenged consumers who will otherwise consider one or more of these providers. Most neobanks are providing some combination of basic banking features for free or low-cost services, including checking and savings accounts, reloadable prepaid debit cards, direct deposit of some or all of a person's paycheck, remote deposit capture, free withdrawals at large ATM networks, and bill payment capabilities. Importantly, these startups are also differentiating and capturing more relationship value with PFM, microcredit, and micro-investing features baked into their platforms. Paychecks as many as 2 days early with direct deposit, small dollar wealth building through roundups and fractional share investing, artificial intelligence-powered budgeting and financial advice tools, P2P money transfers, account aggregation, short-term small balance loans, you get the idea. At these neobanks, all of this is made possible by eliminating physical branches and providing everything via the digital channel. They can do this in part because most neobanks are really not banks themselves. They work with chartered specialty banks like Bancorp or Evolve to offer FDIC deposit insurance, manage debit card fulfillment and infrastructure, and offer other services such as P2P money transfers and wealth building in conjunction with a bank or credit union account. With scores of players in categories like these, like prepaid debit, lending, investing, and personal finance management, many of the top companies are converging to cover multiple categories, and in some cases even morphing into fully chartered banks, now termed challenger banks. Some of the largest U.S. banks are also rolling out their own digital banks with sub-brands, like Chase's Fen product or Wells Fargo's Greenhouse mobile product. It's important to distinguish between neobanks that don't have a bank charter versus challenger banks and beta banks that do have one, or that are newly chartered so-called greenfield banks that are subsidiaries of or joint ventures of existing banks. Leading neobank brands are probably unfamiliar to many of us, but they're getting more familiar as they're marketing and getting in front of consumers, like Chime, MoneyLion, Acorns, Moven, Empower, Aspiration, and Zero. Examples of challenger and beta banks are Simple, GoBank, Bank Mobile, a division of Customers Bank. I mentioned Fen, that is owned by Chase, Greenhouse, owned by Wells Fargo, Marcus, owned by Goldman Sachs, and Citizens Access from Citizens Bank. Consider some of the brand promises of these larger neobanks. From Chime, for instance, their brand promise is banking that has your back. Say goodbye to ridiculous bank fees. Get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit and grow your savings automatically. Is that a brand promise that credit unions can make with one or more of their products? How about MoneyLion, their brand promise of America's most popular financial membership? Join millions of Americans who are changing the way they bank, invest, and grow. Sounds a lot like a credit union. GoBank and Walmart Money Card, powered by Green Dot Bank, the brand promise of ASAP direct deposit, Again, you can go into your payroll department with a slip of paper and get some or all of your paycheck as much as 2 days early. No overdraft fees, they promise. 5% cash back on all purchases up to a certain amount. And reload at the register with cash at 100,000 plus retailers, primarily pharmacies on every corner. Now, Green Dot Bank has its own mobile banking solution and empowers many of these neobanks with the reloadable prepaid debit card that includes many of these features. 5% cash back on the Visa debit card up to $250 a year, with instant alerts reminding cardholders of the dollars they're saving every time they buy a cup of coffee or make another purchase. ASAP direct deposit to deposit some or all of your paycheck up to 2 days early or up to 4 days early in the case of government benefits. Reload at the register in conjunction, as I said, with 100,000 plus retailers, including these pharmacies that are on every corner. A fair and simple fee plan that touts no overdraft or bounce check fees and no penalty fees of any kind. They're not delivering on all of those fee promises, but certainly on the one dealing with overdraft fees, it's very much in vogue today to project to millennials and to others that you're going to avoid overdraft fees by using this reloadable prepaid debit card product. Now, as I said, the convergence of products and services for the underbanked with mobile offerings targeting millennials and speed-conscious consumers gives way to this expanding group of neobanks that are primarily funded with venture capital. Make no mistake, they want to be banks and make money doing it, but if they can't evolve into challenger banks, they'll be content monetizing a mobile platform that makes banking faster, cheaper, and more convenient, something that all credit unions and community banks should be striving to do with alternative products such as these. Well, all of this is enough to make our heads spin as we, whether we're credit union leaders or credit union service organization leaders, trying to figure out how to come up with the products of the future to compete. With most larger credit unions experiencing robust membership, deposit, and loan growth, many may not be worrying about these new competitors right now. But despite the many innovations being pursued through CUSOs and by credit unions individually, one has to wonder, where are the neo-credit unions? We have this growing array of neobanks, but are credit unions doing something similar? Digital banking startups like Cogni, a New York-based firm, want to be a one-stop shop for what they call lifestyle banking. That sounds very familiar to us at CUSG because we've been on a similar path. But Cogni is counting on curation of features like personal financial management tools and platform features that have proven successful in Eastern Hemisphere super apps like WeChat and Paytm. Cogni believes that special features in bank mobile apps will ultimately become a differentiator for mobile banking services. Now, last year, CU Solutions Group launched its new LifeSteps Wallet app product that is designed to help credit unions create a one-app mobile banking plus strategy for their members. Platforms like Paytm provided a concept for us that we set out to emulate in this product. While the initial LifeSteps Wallet product builds in features and functionality related to shopping, auto, and home ownership, as well as financial wellness, this is all done in conjunction with the credit union's core mobile banking features for account management, P2P money transfers, and other banking features. Our future vision for LifeSteps Wallet, though, is to have a product that helps credit unions align with these neobank offerings in more compelling ways in order to help members with important life decisions, just like this startup company, Cogni, is doing. Millennials and the underbanked are the primary target, but a much broader group of consumers and credit members will also benefit from credit union's LifeStep Wallet product. We hope to add features that help credit unions with reloadable debit cards similar to the Green Dot product, and features that will enhance a credit union's existing debit card offering. This will enable credit unions to offer and promote such products and features through the LifeSteps Wallet app or through independent apps that can be offered to members as alternative products. Also on the drawing board is an expanded suite of personal financial management tools, fractional share investing products, and even fast, easy borrowing tools like the QCash lending product and a partnership with Lending Club. For the 2/3 of the population not yet benefiting from credit unions, wouldn't it be intriguing to explore the creation of a neo-credit union that would establish an all-mobile product relationship as a means of transitioning consumers to full-service mainstream credit unions? Of course, this would have to be limited to those not yet aligned with a credit union to avoid competitive friction. Whether enabling neobank functionality for credit unions or finding ways to help onboard more consumers to the benefits of credit unions, CUSG is on a mission to find creative ways to help credit unions serve and compete in a world of next-generation banking. Einstein said that logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. Credit union leaders are very good at applying the practical logic of fair and affordable financial services, with an emphasis on value and service, and many are extremely innovative. But to compete against the growing number of neobanks and challenger banks that I referenced, and to match their appeal with millennials and tech-savvy members of all ages, credit unions will need more imagination and risk-taking to find the solutions of the future. CU Solutions Group looks forward to playing a role by offering great products and mobile banking feature enhancements that help credit unions bring imaginative banking services to their current and future members.